Wait, listen to it upstairs. It's really good.
Okay. I'm gonna do what's called zoom in on the camera. Nice, I have to be able to do his office tomorrow. Yes. I told you to. Yeah, text her.
Because we'll be at the podium. It's time to hit the best.
Yeah,
It's right here.
The president, yeah.
Sorry. That's good. Yes. Maybe just the one that doesn't see.
And if we could just give another special round of applause again, this is a special thanks to Maria and members of the KU Presidential Quintet. We have Jun and Nika. Thank you very much. Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Ben Hoffman. I'm the chairman of the Kutztown University Arts Society, and it's my pleasure to have you join us here this evening, as well as those folks available online. So I'd like to invite a distinct pleasure of recognizing the achievements and accolades of 5 distinguished professionals in the arts. Before we continue, we'd like to take care of some housekeeping. Remind our guests and viewers, both online and in person, to please silence their devices and throughout the presentation to ensure that any microphones are also on silent. The following presentation will be recorded, and we wish to preserve the privacy of any individual who may not wish to be recorded by turning off their camera at this time. Throughout the presentation, we invite our guests at home and those online to utilize the chat feature, which we invite folks to congratulate our awardees and celebrate their achievements here this evening. And with that said, it gives me great honor and privilege to introduce Kutztown University's president and Art Society founder, Dr. Kenneth Hawkinson.
Thanks so much, Benjamin. Well, I can't tell you how delighted I am to be at this ceremony tonight to recognize the individuals who have been selected to be honored for their commitment to the arts. Each of the honorees have made their mark on the world and the arts, and we are proud of their connection to Kutztown University and their willingness to have their story told on our websites and on the walls of Schaefer Auditorium. The arts provide an opportunity for lifelong learning from early childhood to our senior years. It is essential to our health, our heart, our soul, and to our community. The arts provide the excitement, hope, and energy to expand the mind and to keep us vibrant. The arts provide a window to our soul and provide for us a profound understanding of our world and of ourselves. Without the arts, many of us would just wither away. Gandhi said that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. And what better way to serve others than through the arts? What our honorees have in common is that they have spent their lives in this service. They understand that the ultimate goal of the arts is to bring about an awakening and to create a curiosity in individuals so as to inspire them to seek out new ways of seeing the world and new ways of seeing themselves. We name awards after individuals who can serve as role models and who inspire us to follow their example. There are no finer role models to our students and our patrons than those that we honor today. My warmest thanks for your support of the Kutztown University Arts Society. Thank you for allowing us to honor you, as you are the stuff that our students' dreams are made of. Congratulations, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Dr. Hawkinson. So once again, good evening, everyone. My name is Ben Hoffman, and I am the chairman of the Kutztown University Arts Society, as well as the visual arts teacher at Kutztown Area High School. The Kutztown University Arts Society is a nonprofit organization comprised of community and university volunteers who work directly with the Kutztown University Foundation to fulfill its mission to support, promote, and create meaningful arts engagement opportunities between the campus community of Kutztown University and the greater community at large through programs, events, and educational outreach. Over the past year, the Kutztown University Arts Society has made significant strides throughout the campus community. PLAY, an acronym for Promoting the Love of Arts in Youth, offers meaningful performing and visual arts engagement opportunities for K-12 students every day throughout the region. Since 2017, we have served over 5,000 K-12 students, and it is our hope that these celebrations will inspire other universities and communities to recognize the value of the arts and the lifelong impact it can have for a child. The Kutztown University Arts Society, helps make this possible by funding student matinees, the world-class performers for area schools. Presentations vary from length, from full-length productions to interactive engaging lectures and demonstrations, workshops, and master classes designed to inspire and to enrich the experience and to promote the love of arts to youth. Our most recent program included a student performance of Tableau Flamenco, a fresh approach to a theory evening of authentic music and dance. And this unique art form derives from the product of centuries-long intermingling cultures, and this company consists of masterful musicians and dancers from Spain, France, New York City, and California. And it was truly a treat. In addition, our renowned Marlon and Regina Miller Art Gallery once again hosted the Eastern Region Pennsylvania Scholastic Art Awards, an exhibition award-winning artwork from students grades 7 through 12 throughout Berks, Carbon, Lehigh, and Northampton counties. And this year, over 250 students were recognized for their achievements, and 7 individuals advanced to receive national medals. And lastly, with much excitement, is our first children's art camp this July. Children in grades 1 through 6 will be working with Kutztown University Arts Education alumni and student teachers to be creating artwork all day in Sheridan Art Building. So I would now like to take this opportunity to extend my appreciation for all those who helped organize this event this evening. Tonight would not have been possible without the generous support of our membership, university staff, University Foundation, our board of directors, the greater community, and of course, each of you. So I would ask for a round of applause for those individuals. So with that, this evening, it is my great pleasure to introduce and honor each of our awardees as we celebrate their long-standing excellence and support in the arts. The Kutztown University Arts Society Schaefer Sheridan Fellow designation is a mark of distinction which recognizes Kutztown University alumni, faculty emeriti, and other Kutztown University affiliated individuals from around the world who have made an outstanding contribution to the study, teaching, and or practice of the visual and of the performing arts. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize our inaugural Hall of Fame inductees, some of whom we are able to join us this evening in person as well as online. So first, I saw Patron of the Arts, Ellen Finks. Patron of the Arts, Mr. Richard Wells. Performing Arts Fellow, Dr. Willis Rapp. Performing Arts Fellow, Eric Schaefer. Visual Arts Fellow, Andrew Kish. And Visual Arts Fellow, Karen Tenite. So this evening is an incredibly special celebration of our inductees, as we've heard, and we are very fortunate to have you all with us here this evening. And as a token of our appreciation and your commitment to the arts, we wish to honor each of our inductees this evening with the following award and artwork. We are pleased to present each of you with this commemorative prism as a reflection of your achievements. The prism represents life, and the reflected colors represent the myriad of perspectives we treasure in the arts. As John Kellerman shares, life is like a prism. What you see depends on how you turn the glass. This evening, we invite each of you to continue turning the glass and look beyond on your own journey. Allow your light to shine and acknowledge your past while looking ahead into a prosperous and rewarding future within the arts. And in addition to this commemorative prism, we are excited to present each of you a limited edition photograph made by Kutztown University student Katie Rodbush. Much like the prism, this photograph explores the reflections found on campus and the innate beauty in everyday objects as an opportunity to expand our own reach and to foster meaningful relationships throughout the campus community. Katie's work was exclusively designed for this event and will be inducted into our permanent collection here on campus. So on behalf of the Art Society, I want to extend a big thank you to Katie Raudabush and her mentor, Janet Gomez, for fulfilling this tremendous achievement. Thank you, Katie. So now, I'm very fortunate to recognize the 5 outstanding professionals who will join the ranks of our exemplary fellows. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce, and as we see here this evening, we have Martha Hafer, Jason Bishop, Edward Postman, Art Harrington, and Rosemary Slow. So our first fellowship, Patron of the Arts. A patron is an individual that has demonstrated a substantial contribution into the arts and Kutztown University through philanthropic support, arts administration, arts education, and in advocacy. This evening, it is my pleasure to introduce our first inductee, Mary L. Hafer. Martha Hafer graduated from Wyomissing High School in 1960 and attended Kutztown State College from 1961 to 1964. And then after raising a family, she returned in 2002 and earned a Bachelor of Science degree. With her husband, Fred, Martha has been active in community service, including chairing the United Way campaign in 1995 and the Kutztown University Capital campaign for the Sheridan Arts Center in 2006. She's done extensive fundraising in the Reading area for many local nonprofit boards, including Berks Talkine, Olivia Boys and Girls Club, Opportunity House, Doggo Works Arts Festival, and Reading Pops Orchestra, as well as the developmental chair. She is also chair of the 100th anniversary campaign of Intimate Lutheran Church in Wyomissing. And Martha Hafer was honorary chair of the annual Veterans Appreciation Dinner and honorary co-chair of the Capital Campaign for Schaefer Auditorium. And she is the recipient of the Olivet Boys and Girls Club Champion of Youth, the Arthur Foundation Community Leader Award and Philanthropist of the Year Award in 2007. Join me in welcoming and congratulating Mary L. Hafer. And I believe Martha is on virtual with us. Is that correct? Oh, forgive me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ben. And thank you, Martha, for all of your support. It is truly my honor to accept this award on behalf of my good friend, Martha Hafer. I spoke with Martha earlier this week, and she's sorry she can't be with us tonight. I know she's watching via live stream from the comforts of her home. I promised that I would do her proud in accepting this award on her behalf. The entire Hafer family is passionate about philanthropy and giving back to the community. They are fierce advocates for this great university in our entire region. Together, Martha and her husband Fred served as the first county chair, setting the stage for the campaign for Schaefer Auditorium. When Fred passed in 2007, Martha continued to be a supporter of the arts, both here on campus and off. Over the years, she supported the Wells Rapp Center for Malnutrition Research, Bears Band Together, Helping Paws, KU Presents, in addition to establishing the Martha L. Hafer Endowed Scholarship for Jazz Studies. And while Fred and Martha Hafer Scanning Electron Microscope Laboratory might not seem to have a direct tie to the arts, our ceramic and art students and faculty are frequent visitors. A lifelong philanthropist, Martha has received many award recognitions over the years, but being named a patron of the arts by her alma mater, her son's alma mater, is a special honor impossible to duplicate. Thank you to the Kutztown University Arts Society for honoring Martha Hafer in this way, and thank you, Martha, for your lifetime support of Kutztown University. Together, we're golden. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alex. Our next fellowship distinction recognizes the performing arts. A performing arts fellow is an individual that has demonstrated outstanding contributions to the study, teaching, and/or practice within the scope of performing arts. It gives me great pleasure to recognize the following 2 individuals. Welcome, Jason Bishop. Jason Bishop has started in 2 of his own Broadway shows on New York's famed 42nd Street. He's been featured on NBC's Today Show, CW's Master of Illusion, Canada's popular breakfast television Toronto, as well as the legendary Le Plus Grand Cabaret du Monde in Paris, France. The New York Times asked, how did he do that? And went on to state, there's real elegance and even wit in the precision of the gestures, the agility of each finger. Jason and his partner Kim, also a KU grad, have performed in notable venues like Hollywood's famed Magic Castle, and they've performed all over the United States as well as internationally in over 40 different countries on 6 continents, including China, France, and Australia. Jason Bishop, with his off and on-stage partner Kim Hess and their Yorkie Gizmo, still call Berks County home. Jason would like to thank Kim for her hard work and endless support, without which this honor would not be possible. Join me in welcoming and congratulating Jason Bishop.
I get nervous in front of people. So, I did not graduate from Kutztown. I've been here for 2 years, and I always like to say I failed out of like every class the year that I also dropped out of college. So that was a big achievement for me. But I did look up this definition of alumni, and it says a graduate or former student of a particular school, college, or university. So I do fit that, and they spent $35 putting my name on an award, so I get pretty locked in. So Kutztown was pivotal for me. I do want to thank a few people here. Greg Cokless is here, and he ran Schaefer when performers came in. He would do the technical side of the theater, preparing for them. And he was pivotal to us. He seemed so intimidating when I was a student here at 18 years old. But later on, I'd ask him if we could stage an illusion on the stage here and light it and things like that. And he would always be as accommodating as he could be, actually. And then we did a magazine shoot here for a magazine cover that I was on, and made Schaefer look amazing and beautiful like it is. And I want to thank Joanna Forte, who was a professor of mine here, who was like the toughest professor, but then like the best friend afterwards, and did a lot of sewing and advice and stuff for later on. And I want to thank my foster mother and father, Paul and Suzanne Ernst, my brother Dino, who supported us for forever. I think there were a few years where my parents were like, a magician, that's gonna work out. I'm not so sure about that. And Kutztown was pivotal. Like I said, I did drop out, but I dropped out at 20 years old to go on the road and do a show. And then it was a lot of lean years in between there, and I had to pay a lot of people to come and do technical things for us on the road. But, looking back, I realized I took, stage and movement for the actor in this very room. I took, acting 101, speech. I took costuming, makeup design, scenic design. And all of those things, when I look back, like Steve Jobs says, looking back, you can connect the dots. And so the theatricality of our show absolutely comes back to Kutztown University and the things that I learned in scenic design, lighting design, all these classes that I took and moved forward with. So thank you, Kutztown, for being a pivotal beginning to my theatrical career. And I do want to thank Kim, like we said before, because she is a graduate from here. So if you have a marketing, achievement award someday, that was her major, and she did graduate. And we traveled around the world multiple times, literally millions of miles, 2 shows in New York City, et cetera, et cetera. She's been there every step of the way, and I couldn't have done it without her. So this has been a lot, and to us, to me, and I appreciate you guys thinking of me. I appreciate Greg sort of bringing up our names so that we could be nominated as well. So thank you guys very much. I'm going to stop talking now. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Jason. Our next inductee is Edward F. Trotzman. Edward Trotzman is a 1990 graduate of Kutztown University and the director of bands at William Mason High School in Mason, Ohio. He's the director, performing arts coordinator, and directs multiple concert bands, including the Mason High School's Wind Symphony. He's also the director of concert bands at Sinclair College in Dayton, Ohio, and he's an active member of the National Association for Music Education, the Ohio Music Education Association, and the World Association for Symphonic Band and Ensembles. Edward Trotzman currently serves in the esteemed role of Ohio State chairperson for the National Band Association, representing the more than 600 high school bands across the entire state. He is the 2019 winner of the George N. Parks Leadership in Music Education Award, presented by the National Association for Music Education and Music for All. As a clinician and educator, He has worked with ensembles across the United States and Canada, and he is currently a candidate for the Doctor of Music Education degree at Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia. Join me in welcoming and congratulating Edward F. Protzman, who is also virtual.
Hello. I hope everyone can hear me. I'm really honored to be here this evening and to receive this award. I almost feel like this should be the other way around, where I'm offering an award back to Kutztown for everything that Kutztown has done for me. And as I think about it, it's not what Kutztown taught me that is important. It's how Kutztown helped me become who I am, and how it helped create the passions that I have and the passions that I've followed throughout my career and my life so far. And I'm thinking about how many students in my career I've managed to interact with, and I feel like even though they never attended Kutztown University, they're all getting part of Kutztown in their life from the things that I learned. The most important thing for me when I was at Kutztown was the relationships and the people that make up the faculty and the students that were there. Dr. Willis Rapp, I know I would not be where I am in life, and I would not have the deep love for music and the sharing of music, which is important, without the model that Dr. Rapp set for me. And then the other people that were around, like Richard Wells, and then my dear friend Frank Kumar, who's now a professor there, Dr. Kumar. These relationships are really what Kutztown, I think, is, and what Kutztown hopefully will always be, where a person is able to come to a place and really find who they are and really find their passions, and then be able to take those passions and things that they learn and share them with people around the world, whether they're sharing them in a classroom or on stage or through other art. Kutztown just has an incredible way of taking people and shaping them, almost like you would in a pottery type situation, where you start from scratch with your base, and then by the time you leave Kutztown, you're formed and you have these ideas and these plans. And for me, there's not a day where I teach students and think about music where I'm not thinking about the lessons from Dr. Rapp and all the other people that I interacted with. So again, I feel like the award should go the other way, but I thank you so much. And, I'm honored to be an alumni of Kutztown University. And it's amazing to me because when I went through the music program there, it was a much smaller version of what it is now. And I feel like the music program at Kutztown has kind of grown right with me as my career has grown. And I'm just so proud that the university believes in the arts and they believe in arts education. And I'm a proud alumni. So thank you very much.
And our final distinction this evening recognizes the visual arts. A visual arts fellow is an individual that has demonstrated outstanding contributions to the study, teaching, and or practice within the visual arts. It gives me great pleasure this evening to recognize the following two individuals. Our first, Art Harrington. Arthur Harrington is a 1965 Kutztown University graduate. He furthered his studies in art at Syracuse and Millersville Universities. He's taught all facets of art for 35 years in the Williamsport, Bradford area and Salongo school districts. Upon retirement, Art Harrington focused on his own paintings, and in 2006, he and two fellow art teachers opened the Red Raven Art Company in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, a gallery that now represents 56 artists from several states. With Red Raven Art Company, Art has been involved in overseeing the sponsorship and exhibiting of many emerging artists, and they have awarded more than $6,500 to young artists. Many Kutztown University seniors have been among the emerging artists and are represented in the gallery. Join me in welcoming and congratulating Art Harrington.
first of all, let me thank the Art Society for this incredible honor. And what makes it even more incredible for me personally is I'm going in with Rosemary Sloat. The reason I'm standing here today is Rosemary Sloat. She was the best teacher that I ever had. She was a ball of energy. You could never take a picture of Rosemary Sloat because it would be blurry. Because she had more energy. I remember the exact day sitting in her advanced painting class and watching her do the room, just talking to students and critiquing the students and suggesting and praising the students. And I just watched her, and she was amazing. And when I left that classroom, that was a 2-hour class, I went out into the lobby in the art building, and there's Rosemary Sloat standing on the top of a ladder, making a Christmas tree, hanging these things from the ceiling, and they were dowel rods, and it was sort of an abstract Christmas tree, and she was hanging balls on them, and I thought, oh my God, if I'm ever an art teacher, I want to be Rosemary Sloat. That's where I want to be. And it's far. I just thank her so much for what she gave me, because she not only taught me, learning these are the primary colors, these are the elements of art, that stuff is easy. What she taught me was to love art and to love students, and I tried to carry that through my whole career. And I just thank her every day for what she gave to me as a professor here. And when I introduced me, spoke about what I'm doing now and things like that. But when I left here and I went to Solanco High School, it was a very rural district, and the kids did not have a chance to be exposed to really good art. They could I could show them slides of great paintings and things like that, but it's not the same. You have experience being right in front of it and things like that. So we decided that we would have an art invitational at our high school. And I got some lists from different organizations that sponsored art shows and things like that. And we had our first show in the high school. We had 200 paintings hanging all throughout the high school. And we raised money, and we said that we would spend, I think the first year we raised $1,800. And we said we will purchase $1,800 worth of art for the permanent collection at the Solanco School District. And that went on for a number of years, and we did establish a career. But what was really cool, the first 2 paintings we bought, Rosemary Sloat did. And I might have had a little bit of influence on that. I didn't make the decision all by myself, but her painting was just, spectacular. And so when I retired, when I was teaching, I was also coaching 3 sports. I did a student senate. I did all kinds of things. I never really had a lot of time to do my own artwork. It was always something that was sort of on the back burner. And then when I retired after 35 years of teaching, it went to the front burner. And I started to paint a lot. And I was exhibiting in a gallery in Lancaster called the Central Market Art Gallery at the time. But she had to close. And just at that same time, the way everything just fell into place, there was a gentleman in Lancaster named Denny Cox, and he bought a whole city lot of homes in Lancaster, right in the city, and got into the first floors of every one of the buildings to make an art gallery. And then he had apartments above it. But his dream was Gallery Row. He would have developed Gallery Row. And the gentleman is my partner in our gallery, the Red Raven Art Company, was an art teacher also at St. Peter Strasburg High School. And we decided that we wanted to keep some kind of contact with students. That was our whole life. And we both loved teaching, and we wanted to do this. So we thought we would start an emerging art program in our gallery. And both of us decided what we would do was I would go to all the different senior shows, Kutztown, Millersville, the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts. And we would look for students to show promise. And we would give them an opportunity to show their artwork in an established gallery, and we would take no commission. Everything that they sold, they got 100%. And our goal and our aim was to foster our own collection of artists so that these people would someday become permanent artists for us. And I'm happy to say that out of the 50 some artists that we represent now, about 15 of them are Kutztown graduates. And we had tremendous success with Kutztown people being in our emerging artist program. And it just worked out great. We have openings for them, which are very, very well attended in Lancaster. And we have given them an opportunity for them to introduce themselves to our public, to our buying public, and which has grown considerably over the years. And it has just worked out tremendous for us. And it's given us an opportunity to maintain contact with students, which we really love. Now we have a high school program where we have we have a portfolio contest entries, and we give away about $20,000 to $24,000 a year away in scholarships to high school kids. And that's been, even some of those have graduated from college and are now come back in some of our permanent artists. But we are able to do this because our goal as a gallery was not to be just a money-making gallery in term of art. We wanted to be more attuned to just the students and the total art scene in Lancaster, which has really grown considerably. And so we have been, the Emerging Artists Program has been very successful. The Kutztown students have probably been some of our most successful, along with the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts students. But it's been just so satisfying for us to be able to keep with and now the portfolio reviews with the kids coming out of high school, with the students coming out of high school and going to art schools. So we have kids that we follow all 4 years, and they get shows. What they do is when they present their portfolio, if it's accepted and they win one of the 4 scholarships we give, the Red Raven, and then we give now we give the ceramic scholarship away too. And if they win that, they get a show that comes with it. And a lot of times we try to pair them off maybe with their art teacher or somebody like that. But they have a show in our gallery, and once again, we have an opening for them, and they get to get a chance to just have that feeling, of that gallery experience. And it's just worked out tremendously. They're so, they're just so proud, and it's so great just to see them, the way they really have a tremendous experience, which we hope sets it on, to do more and more things in the art world. So that's essentially what we do in the Red Raven. Again, it's the Red Raven Art Company. You can look us up on the web. But we're on 222 South, going through Lancaster. And the whole city block now is art galleries. And so we have a really vibrant art scene in Lancaster right now. And I mean, our gallery has grown to the point where in this last year, where the pandemic and small businesses closed and everything like that, we had our best year we ever had this past year, because we have a very smart gallery manager who comes up with all these really neat ideas. And most of it was done virtually, and do with different special shows that we've had and things like that. But we're on solid footing, and we hope to be able to continue to do what we do, and we hope to continue to be doing it with emerging artists and starting people on their art career. Thank you. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay.
And for our final inductee this evening, I have the pleasure of recognizing and honoring Rosemary G. Slope. And in preparation for this, we've brought Rosemary's art out this evening to put on display, and we have a clip that's going to share a brief history of her legacy and the impact she's made in the arts.
Rosemarie G. Sloat, affectionately called Rose by all who knew her, was an outstanding artist and teacher whose artwork can be viewed in public exhibits around the globe, and much of her work resides in private collections throughout the U.S. and Europe. The National Portrait Gallery in Washington, D.C. exhibits her most famous painting, that of Ethel Merman as Annie Oakley, a favorite by many, including Miss Merman herself, who personally visited the portrait multiple times during her life, just to take another gander. Rosemarie Sloat graduated from Kutztown University in 1951, then known as Kutztown State Teachers College, and returned to serve on the faculty in the Fine Arts Department from 1958 until her retirement in 1982. Rose earned numerous awards and recognition for her contributions to the arts disciplines of drawing and painting, both as an artist and as an art teacher, including being the recipient of the President's Award for Superior Teaching in 1963. She personally developed new techniques and was responsible for bringing about the drawing and painting courses for the School of Art at Kutztown University. Rose currently holds the record for the Arts Society Fellowship nominations, and here are just a couple of the words that some of the nominators shared about her. A former student of hers said, "Rose Sloat was an excellent and energetic teacher who took a keen interest in students. She encouraged students to work at their highest level and acted as both mentor and mother to those in her classes." A former colleague and fellow KU faculty emeriti stated, "She set the standard of excellence not only for her students, but for the faculty of the School of Art during her tenure." A former student who has become quite a successful artist themselves said, "She was an innovative artist and teacher who was always exploring new methods and techniques in painting and drawing. Her cheerful and energetic demeanor always made it a pleasure to be in her class. Whether it was drawing, painting, or color theory, her classes were a tremendous learning experience that, even today, still resonate in my own paintings and drawings." Rose regularly offered arts workshops in the surrounding community and ran painting study trips abroad to several other countries. She inspired so many of her students who remained her friends throughout her life, and they often would be invited to travel around the world with her family to experience and be inspired by the art they'd see at all of the world's major art museums. Rosemarie G. Sloat passed away in September of 2019 at the age of 90. We contacted her next of kin, her oldest daughter, Natalie Sloat Riker of Largo, Florida. Natalie regrets that she and the rest of the family were unable to attend the ceremony, but she accepted the nomination on behalf of her mother's estate and sends a great big thank you for honoring her memory in this way. Natalie shared a story about one of her family's many art trips to Paris, France to, of course, see the many great works of art available for viewing there. She remembered one of her mother's former students turned colleague and friend, Tom Shantz, who was often present in their lives, including participating in that trip to Paris that Natalie spoke about. Natalie asked if Tom would be able to represent their family in accepting the award at the ceremony, and Tom has humbly agreed. Accepting this award on behalf of Rosemarie G. Sloat's family, here is Tom Shantz.
So this time, I'd like to now turn over the presentation to Brian Summer, Executive Director of KU Presents. And while we're waiting for Brian Nicklin, why don't we give another round of applause for all of our inductees this evening.
Thank you. I know you were saying save the best for last. There's no way we can do that after these amazing people have been created. So actually we have a concert to get to. So they decided to bring me up here in order to make it feel okay to leave and get some concert. But I do have words of importance to say about this ceremony before we wrap it all up. So just please bear with me for a few more moments and then we'll move on with our evening. First of all, congratulations to the class of 2022. I am honored to be stepping into the new role of Executive Director for the Kutztown University Arts Society, and I'm so proud to be among such amazing people. I'm extremely grateful to our chairman, Ben Hoffman, for leading this organization since the inception and implementing Dr. Hawkinson's vision of the KU Arts Society here at Kutztown University. The other thing I should mention is I'm extremely dyslexic, and reading is one of the most terrifying things ever. Jason, there's a new trick for you. This is how you get rid of, this is how you make your confidence disappear. You make a dyslexic read. Sorry. The Society has been well positioned and really well, with excellent tracks laid out for us for a positive direction ahead. Thank you, Ben, and all of the people who have served up to this point. Just to give you a taste of the KU Arts Society, we've some of the things that we've been up to. We've sponsored a trip to New York City to see the Steinway Factory, as well as see the KU Orchestra's premiere concert at Carnegie Hall. I'm just going to go off script if that's okay. And we've done a lot of wonderful things like that, but really the bedrock, the keystone, if you will, if I can use that here in Pennsylvania, is the PLAY initiative, as Ben mentioned before. Again, if you forgot at the early part of the ceremony, we mentioned it's an acronym promoting the love of arts in youth. And this has been such an important thing for us. We're bringing in, for both visual and performing arts offerings, we're bringing in K through 12 students here on campus to have all these really amazing experiences with professional artists. And we don't charge anything to the school districts, to the taxpayers, anybody. The KU Arts Society covers all of the costs, including the busing, right down to the busing. So, and that's something that we are doing really well. Even through the pandemic, it's been running pretty strong. And now that we're kind of getting on the other side of it, it's only going to get bigger. So that's really important to mention. I probably should get back on script because I'll just talk about that all day. So now we're delighted to be inducting our second class into KU Arts Hall of Fame. And I'd like to take this moment to ask every person in this room, whether you're tuning in online or here in person, to please think of those KU students, former students, as well as faculty, emeriti, and so forth, or the people that fit the patron of the arts, and go do us all a favor, and go to www.kutztownarts.org and nominate somebody. We just want to continue to grow the wall, make sure that we are showing the best of the best that have come through our halls to be an inspiration for the new generations that come up. And it's just really amazing to learn about these people. So many people, you lose institutional knowledge as people retire or move on, and we forget about all of the amazing people sometimes. So it's really important for many reasons. The Arts Hall of Fame will be a physical location here in this building in Schaefer Auditorium, just upstairs in the PSECU wing. And after we're done here, I'm happy to take anybody that wants to walk by and see that space. We kind of got a little behind schedule because of the pandemic, but we're now raising funds. We're going to be starting a campaign soon to raise funds to actually build it. And we hope to have that finally installed and ready to go for our 2024 induction ceremony. And we hope you all come back for that. We're obviously going to need a bigger room because we're already overflowing here. So I think that will conclude the broadcast version of the ceremony. I want to thank everyone that tuned in. This ceremony will be available on Facebook, the KU Arts Society Facebook page, as well as the YouTube page for Kutztown U Presents. So feel free to share this with anybody you think would like to see it. And we're going to say goodbye to our people tuning in. And then I've got just 2 more seconds for those of you in person here. So we're just waiting for that little live to say